It's going to be close.
And I'm going to be joined by Genome for this cast here for Masterminds v Skyfire, a best of one. So, man, we've got a good one. We've got a good game on our hands right now.
All right, I think it will be. And, the other thing we've got to note about that result from the GameStar finals is it was a 2-1. And we're not up to the semi-finals yet in the CG Weekly here, which means it is only a best of one. So that means Skyfire, you definitely expect them more to take it out over a series. But in a best of one, that gives Masterminds a big chance to pull off an upset here.
Oh, that's definitely true. And just... look at we've seen different strats come out lately as well with the recent patch change. We've seen some Sombra come in Jordan's just hovering over it. I don't expect him to play it, but Jordan was a massive, and same with Rendo, they're both massive Zarya players. That was their main pick. But now we see D.Va coming into the fold. We're seeing players have to change up their play style.
Well, it'd be lovely to see it, D.Va, as we've got a call for a pause here coming out. Yeah, let's theory craft it for a second, right? If you were playing a D.Va on attack on Dorado, there's a nice big health pack down below the stairs. So if you're on the attacking perspective, you go to the left side there, you hack that big health pack, and then you can invis all the way up the stairs, and they might not necessarily be looking there. Most of the attention is usually focused on the archway choke point for the defenders. So you could easily slip back through there and then just start doing some damage with the SMG. Getting into the back lines, and then you can dance around the market. There's several other health packs you can hack around the back lines. There's that one up like the far back left alleyway where you barely ever see anyone go. So I think there's definitely a chance for Sombra to be used if we will see her or not. That's a whole other question, isn't it?
Well, while we're just sitting here in the pause, we have time for Xenox and Doctor to tune back in. So, what are your thoughts on the recent patch changes, Xenox? I don't know if it's too much of a question just throwing out left field for you or whatever, but what do you think of all the patch changes and the players having to change up their roles?
I think Xenox is off currently fixing his mic at the moment.
You do it.
So I'll take over there for a second. So one big thing was the Zarya changes, as I think we're going straight back into it already. Actually, never mind.
Well, you'll give us your thoughts after them, but so continuing on to what we were just talking about, Genome, I've also seen some Torb and Symmetra. We've seen the GM Gaming pick up the Torb and Symmetra strats. I think we've seen that in the Korean scene. So, do you expect more teams to start picking up the Torb and Symmetra as well?
Yeah, well, Torb, I think, is, with that armor change, he's become a little bit more viable. I still, personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Torb pick. I'm going to need to see it in a couple more games to really be convinced that it's as strong as other picks. Symmetra, I think with her new changes, well, who knows what's going to happen there. That big shield she's got, the new one where it sort of projects along in front of her, I think is going to be possibly a great defensive tool, especially with the current meta where we've got D.Va, Reinhardt, there's just so much shielding going on, and teams are prioritizing burst damage at the moment. You've got the Roadhog hook that can just take someone out instantly, and something like that, having an extra shield with Symmetra there might be a big deal. I'm assuming her shield blocks the Roadhog hook, though I haven't actually been into PTR to test her out yet. Do you know that?
Yeah, I haven't played either. Doctor, before we get things underway, have you played any Symmetra in PTR?
No, I haven't, but I'm pretty certain that the Symmetra shield acts like a Reinhardt shield, just it travels forward, has about 1,000, I'm pretty sure it's 1,000 HP, so that's a huge amount of HP for, I think, an 8-second cooldown. So it is looking quite strong. Whether we see her picked up in competitive is a different thing. I think that 75 shield may not be enough. I think her ultimate changes do leave a little bit to be desired still for her.
Well, we're not going to see any Symmetra this game, as we've got Soldier 76, Mei, Lucio, Ana, Sombra, and a Reinhardt. So lately I've been seeing Skyfire play a lot more aggressive, a lot more burst, as you've pointed out, Genome, and they opt for 3 DPSs at times now.
Yeah, the 3 DPS lineups we've seen come out a bit recently. They're very, very interesting, and we've got Skyfire just playing a bit of mind games here, suiciding their characters off the edge to try and, make Masterminds think that they're playing those characters. Of course, they are going to change off, and we're actually going to see that... people talked about the God comp in old days, and I almost think that what we've got here coming out from Skyfire is pretty much the God comp in this patch, right? You've got your Ana Lucio support combo, you've got your triple tanks with the Roadhog, the D.Va, and the Reinhardt, and then you've got that Soldier 76 backing them up with his ridiculous damage at the moment.
As the gates get underway here, we see almost a mirror matchup here. What's pretty much oh no, it's like an exact mirror matchup between two teams. So we're definitely going to see who's the best here as they all play the same character. The escort begins to move right now as we've got Skyfire on top of the balcony, throwing down a fire strike, but it's been eaten up by Jordan's defense matrix, and we see a lot of teams opt to jump off the balcony as the escort gets closer to the archway.
Yeah, well, Cantor's opened it up with a beautiful biotic grenade. He's already managed to farm up 30% of his ultimate as, here we go, Masterminds trying to get that first hook off to make something happen here in the choke.
They've got to push in through here. They've got to pick carefully. The bionic grenade has already been thrown down on top of Mastermind, so they can choose to go in now if they want to. There's no bionic grenade threat because usually we see the owners being able to throw a bionic grenade and we see teams hesitate, and that costs them a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and this meta, it just seems to be a lot about, you know, poking and prodding, and you just see them trying to farm up their ults and just trying to get that first pick, and there we go. Cantus has managed to take out Degs, and that's the go button. They're going in now. Yeah,
they're not giving them any space, but Mastermind's done a good job to back out straight away and only had minimal damage. Only KS1 falls. Not going to be too much of a splot. I'm trying to think of a word to say. It's not too much. It's going to be too much of a stagger for the team close to the spawn. They're going to ready to gear up and get back in there.
And they've got a nano boost attack visor ready to go on the side of Masterminds here. The attackers, if they can get up the top and use that, it could be very useful. But a nice hook there pulls KS1 on the Reinhardt in. He manages to get out though, and we've got a defensive sound barrier coming up. And Stoltz, he's got that nano boost attack visor, but he gets hooked in and is not getting much damage done with it, Bobby.
Hikari doing a good job here. They've got their own nano boost on top of Apathetic, and they've taken out Bim and Aaron. So no support then. Stoltz gets hooked down by CKM, so see you later, Stoltz. They're going to have to go back to the spawn, and this is looking pretty good for Skyfire. No casualties, and they've still got 2 ultimates to play with.
Skyfire, they're just playing so safe right now. They're really just taking their time. They're not forcing any engagements. They're just waiting for that hook. The hook just so often the initiator in fights in this patch, and CKM is definitely hitting them more often than I think it was Degs who switched off to the Genji now.
Yeah, a more favourite pickup for Degs. We've seen him a lot on the Genji as the nano, as the self-destruct here picks up a double kill, and they're going to move forward with it. And Render gets himself a triple kill. Apathetic's there to clean up as well. So Skyfire just pulled the trigger with that self-destruct and had a beautiful defense right there.
Yeah, and the big problem with that fight was it doesn't help Masterminds at all. A couple of ults coming out from Skyfire there, but Masterminds barely got any damage in, so it's not going to really help them come back in the ultimate stakes much at all because the fight was over so quickly.
They're gonna choose to get back in right now. They've got KS1's Earth Shatter. They could use that to land down some opportunity for the team to follow up on. They've got Degs right in the back line right now. No bionic grenade has landed here for Aaron, but the mech self-destructs happen here from Jordan. He's not going to pick up any kills though. Safely shielded by Hikari as he's looking to get in there. But the Earth Shatter comes out from KS1. He catches Hikari slipping. They've already got 3 kills so far. 4 kills, Genome, and they've cleaned in house.
Yeah, they used that beautiful Graviton... No, sorry, not Graviton Surge. The Self-Destruct Earth Shatter combo. It was a bit belabored there. The Self-Destruct got thrown into the back, and KS1 took a while to come in with the Earth Shatter, but when he did, it was big. He got about 4 or 5 people with it, and that's a beautiful combo in this current meta. It's probably one of the most powerful. It's almost like a Graviton Surge, Death Blossom or something that we've seen before. It's just hugely impactful.
You can see the top side has been controlled here on the balcony from Skyfire, so a good position already. A lot of people didn't waste their time straggling and getting out of the checkpoint, so they're quickly up and ready for defense. So that experience coming through right now, as you see the escort just being pushed there. We're about to see the trigger being pulled, the jumping down right now. Zakari's right at the back line, has a bionic grenade on top of him. He's charged in, so he's in a very bad position. Here we go with Apathetic with the nano boosted tactical visor right now. What can he get? The defense matrix did come up from Jordan, and we've got the sound barrier right now for Skyfire to keep themselves healthy throughout the fight, so they're doing a good job to stay alive. Bionic grenade though on a couple of members landed by Aaron right now as Render's caught out, has to land the self-destruct to get himself out of a bad place. He's got back inside the mech, so they've done a good job to keep the fight going here, Genome.
They have, but Cantus, he's sitting on top of this high ground the whole time, and I feel like he was just the thorn in Mastermind's side there, but unfortunately it's not enough. He stayed up there for so long, doing so well, and he's managed to get back just in time to get saved by his big German friend Hikari.
They're gonna be able to get out of there nice and safely, just be able to group up as 6 right now. His camera's going crazy. Apathetic gets slipped, charged straight away from KS1, a beautiful kill.
And Jordan, he's pushing back there. Great Earth Shatter from Hikari, but he gets returned the favor there from KS1. The self-destruct comes down as well, manages to pick up CKM, and there we go. The Reinhardt is down as well, and it looks like this card is going to be moving pretty quickly on to the end of the second point here. Only Apathetic up left on the high ground.
Skyfire need to regroup right now and get ready for the last section of the map, because a lot of pressure is going to be on them with a best of one. They can't wait for a second game at all. And they've got to charge out. They're not going to waste any time here as they're fighting amongst the escort. As KS1's having a bit of a snooze. Akari's got the shield up and blocking Stoltz's tactical visor right now. You just pick up Taken in the background though. They're going to keep moving forward, Masterminds, and they're going to go straight to them as Bionic Grenade lands on top of Renda. As Jordan and KS1 pick up a kill each. So only Hikari remains with Renda on top of the escort, and the mech has been popped. It's Baby Diva. Hikari picks up a double kill before being taken out, but Masterminds are still pushing on.
I think that was a double kill with one fire strike there. I'm not entirely sure of it. Wow, big play from Hikari if it was. And look, it didn't ever really look like they were going to win that fight. But the big thing is that Hikari stalled them out for so long. He bought so much time there just to hurt the time bank of Masterminds with 2 minutes left as they come into this last point.
The tactical visor here for Apathetic with the nano boost, so they've still got some options here, Skyfire, to get a nice defensive hold happening, as we just saw this Render being put to sleep here from Aaron. So taking the time now, Masterminds choosing when to go in. They've got the ultimate advantage right here, Genome, and here we come with a self-destruct.
The self-destruct goes sky high, but doesn't catch anybody. I think it might have been a little too far away there. The range on it's pretty damn long, but not quite that long, as CKM manages to pick up Degs. An interesting choice for him to go onto the Genji here in this massive tank meta, where it's very hard for Genji to do the required damage to take out any of the big tanks. You've pretty much got to rely on that Genji to be going after the back line, to be taking out the Lucio and the Ana, and if he's not doing that, he's probably not doing enough.
Yeah, he does have his Dragon Blade, and they've got a nano boost for it, so if they want to use that combo, it could be deadly, but as you were saying, it's going to be hard to cut through those tanks, as we see a massive fight here happening on top of the balcony. So self-destruct picks up 2 members here on Masterminds, as we've got the Earth Shadow from KS1. He charges in, but too many members of Skyfire there to surround him and taking him out.
Yeah, Jordan, the only one left alive, and he just manages to use his boosters to get out there. He was a bit far away to be doing enough damage on Diva, but yeah, a lot of ultimates used there. I think 3 or 4 by Skyfire to secure that fight. With 30 seconds left, we've got a nano-boosted either Tac Visor or Dragon Blade here. We've got lots of offensive options for the Masterminds.
So they've got 4 ults here. He just catches Road. He sees Roadhog right there. So CKM's just hiding down the bottom. As Dex is right up here on the balcony, hits the Dragon Blade. He's going to go in. He's already got a kill here with the help of Stoltz and the tactical visors. So they're using all their ultimates here, Masterminds. It's the last fight of the match. We're going to hit overtime right now. CKM uses the whole hog to create some space for his team, give them an opportunity to get back from the spawn. They're still fighting on top of the escort. And then here we go as the mech's being popped, Genome.
Yeah, some very staggered spawns there from Skyfire. They need to group up and just make sure that they take out this last push. They don't have to get them off the cart for very long to save this. And there we go. The self-destruct doesn't really do anything, just delays them for a small amount of time as Apathetic and Taken running around the cart now, trying to stop this last-ditch effort by Masterminds.
A good score coming out from Skyfire as the Bionic Grenades landed on a couple of members of Masterminds, but Jordan has the nano boost on top of him, so he's just standing right in their face, getting shots off. He gets hooked by CKM. Take that CKM. Only Taken and Renda remain. Just Baby Diva. They've taken him out, and Hikari gets there just in time as Winston. Can they take him out? They've taken him out. The escort's moving on. Can anyone get there in time? It's Apathetic with Tracer. Gets there at the back just in time there, Genome.
Apathetic so smart, coming around the backside. They're not expecting him, and it's taking them extra time to deal with him because of that. He finally goes down, and it looks like they're just going to take it. Wow. Real last-minute clutch there by Masterminds, pushing through, getting the full cap there, but no time bank at all. So Skyfire, if they get this with pretty much anything left in the bank, you've got to favor them.
Man, what are your thoughts on that game, Doctor?
One big thing I saw throughout that game, it just felt like KS1 was coming out on top on that Reinhardt v Reinhardt trade of that Earth Shatter. We had Akari just losing out to him, where there was, in that first point, we saw Skyfire having such a huge defense. They played really aggressive. They'd get one pick, push straight onto Mastermind. But in the end, just Hikari coming back after getting pushed back by CKM's whole hog there, coming back and getting a 5-man Earth Shatter, and then doing really big Earth Shatters throughout the rest of the map, whereas Hikari was only getting 1 or 2 people in each of his Earth Shatters. And that felt like a big contributing factor to Masterminds pushing through. Though Skyfire still forcing into overtime, really well done from them there. They did have a few opportunities to close out, just wasn't enough to. They're going to have to just push through here, get as much time in the bank here so they can just close it out with the next round through. Though Mastermind's in a good position if they can get through these rotations the same way Skyfire did and not get caught out by it. They could do something with that.
So Xenos is just getting himself back into the game right now. It's just a few technical issues, but we've got them setting up right here on top of the market. So similar setups from before here, Gino, from both sides.
Yeah, as we talked about, it's a little bit of a god comp, isn't it? It just seems so cookie cutter right now. These three tanks with backed up by the soldier and that very the support combo that we've come to know and love over the last patch, Anna and Lucio. We're definitely seeing a bit more of Zen creeping in. We've said that it's so important to get those really quick picks in the moment that the defense matrix or Reinhardt shields goes down. You've got a really small window to just hook someone in, try and make a pick happen, and obviously Zenyatta's Discord Orb helps you do that in that small amount of time. But we're not seeing either team opt for him here, as both teams stay on exactly the same compositions.
Another mirror match. So it worked out for Masterminds last round, getting 3 points here. No time in the bank, so still a good opportunity for Skyfire to push on and get some time in their bank to have an advantage leading into round 3 on Dorado if we go there. And they're going to keep pushing here, as we've already seen Masterminds jump back to the market.
Yeah, well, let's see if Masterminds can hold this first choke just as effectively as Skyfire did the first time around. They're looking a little bit more aggressive here. They're going in without the pick. Even one of them, Degs, has gone down already, and maybe they've sensed the folly here as they push back. They try to get out, but it's too late. A lot of them are already going down, and the cart is going forward.
And it definitely sends blood in the water right now, Skyfire, because they're all over the place like a hungry group of piranhas, and they just cleaned up Masterminds there. Man, I'm a little bit questionable because Masterminds were in the advantage right there with the defense. They didn't have to pull the triggers straight away. They could have waited for Skyfire to make a move, and that's what cost them the fight.
No, yeah, absolutely right, Bobby. What we saw was a lot more patience coming out from Skyfire. These guys were happy to just sit back and wait it out. Alternate the defense matrix and Reinhardt's shield. Just wait for Masterminds to make a mistake on the attack, as they did, but Skyfire just managing to push on their first attempt, which gives them so much time coming in to these other points now. And, we've got no time bank from Masterminds. They can't afford to be giving up positions that quickly.
They need a beautiful second phase hold here. Degs is having a sleep, and Render pushes off 2 people, so this is great. Degs gets the hook on top of Render. Nanobus is on top of Stoltz right now, but the shields are up from Akari. But KS1 lands a nice Earth Shadow. This is devastating right now, but the sound barrier comes out just in time for Skyfire to stay alive. Here's a self-destruct happening in the background from Jordan. Gets the kill on top of Candace in the background. So it's quite an even fight. They're going to back off a little bit here, Skyfire. Too many members have fallen. CKM's very close. He's been taken out by Jordan with the help of the Bionic Grenade from Owen. And we've got, here we see Masterminds being able to win the fight there off a beautiful KS1 Earth Shadow.
Yeah, just a terrible stagger there from Render by the end, getting caught so late in his baby diva form. Wow, so they're gonna have time to get set back up the top here, Masterminds. Skyfire only just coming back in now, and let's see if we can, if Render can push them off again using his boosters on the diva.
Jordan gets in there. Mech's already been popped though. With the help of Hikari, they're going to keep moving forward. Skyfire, not wasting any time, takes out Stoltz in the background. KS1 Shields begins to break as they got pressure on them, and here comes a self-destruct in the background. Doesn't get anyone. KS1 gets his shield up just in time, but too many of the members of Masterminds have already been taken out. Yeah,
but the great thing about that self-destruct is it's always just making the Reinhardt get out of position. You saw him there. He was just thinking about it. He didn't really need to keep his shield up, actually. I think he might have been able to just hide around the corner, and it wouldn't have bothered him. But that's just your mindset as Reinhardt. You're just like, oh no, I need to shield my teammates from this self-destruct. So he holds his shield up behind him and gets taken out from the other way.
Kari lands a big Earth Shadow on several members of Masterminds, pretty much everyone except for Bim, and there's a lot of blood happening right now on top of the cart. There's another self-destruct gets thrown up on top of the air, doesn't get anyone though, so it does break the lineup here of Skyfire, but CKM gets the hook on top of Deg, so man, they don't have a front line right now, Masterminds. Matter of fact, they don't have any members on them in the escort.
We're on to the last point already, and they're here 2 minutes and 20 seconds faster than Masterminds managed to do it. They've also got an ultimate advantage. They've got a nano boost attack visor ready to go. They've got the sound barrier and only a tactical visor on Stoltz for the defending Masterminds here. They've got a big job if they want to do it, and that's not the way to start with CKM getting a great hook and forcing KS1 down onto the lower ground.
They're going to keep moving forward with the help of the tactical visor from Stoltz. Mastermind's caught here they've caught Skyfire slipping right now because they've got 2 kills. They're on the balcony right now, so they're a little bit safe. They're a little bit more safe than what they were, but man, they need to be careful, Skyfire, because they've got a lot of ults. They can't afford to use them unwisely.
No, not at all. I've only got the Earth Shatter for this last one, and lots on the side of Skyfire somehow managing to lose that fight. There we go. Again, CKM getting the first hook. He just seems to be consistently doing this better than Masterminds, making use of this Roadhog. We've got the self-destructs coming out from both sides, and people are just scattering everywhere trying to get away from them.
KS1 gets hooked from the skies and gets an Earth Shatter just before he's been taken out. The Stoltz is up there being able to get off some DPS, but Skyfire is still doing a good job staying alive with the help of Cantus, keeping everyone's health bars nice and healthy as Render gets hooked there from Degs. But the cards still continuing to push here for Skyfire as the whole hog comes out from Degs. Sound barrier popped here for Masterminds. The shield begins to break for Hikari, so they're going to have to force themselves back now, Skyfire.
And the tactical visor's gone down, but a good Earth Shatter gets a couple. We've got a nano boosted hog. Degs is running around and he's looking dangerous. Kills coming everywhere from Masterminds here. They've absolutely smashed Skyfire, and this is not good at all for Skyfire. They've got the truck is stuck under this bridge location, and it's one of the hardest places to push when the truck gets stopped. You just get such a big advantage when you're the defensive team. You can sit on the high ground and absolutely demolish them as they try to get back on the payload here. This is going to be tough.
Man, they're just trying to see which entry point to go through now, Skyfire. Looks like the right snap. No, they're going to go up main. I thought they were going to go up the stairs, but still a high ground being held here quite nicely by Masterminds as they start to charge up their ults. No one's got it yet, but they're going to move in here, so they're going in dry in this fight.
This is crazy. The teams have swapped sides. All of a sudden, it looks like Skyfire are defending and Masterminds are attacking. They've just completely swapped positions there. Mastermind thinking they can come down and get behind Skyfire as they rotate to going to the top ground. It doesn't work out for them at all because Hikari is getting kills everywhere. And there we go. Almost completely finished off there. Stoltz, the only one left alive in the high ground, but he's getting chased by Diva as well. And the cart is finally getting through that annoying bridge section as they go into the last bit, and they've just got to push them, keep them, kept behind this door if they want to get to the end here, Bobby.
And here comes the spawn rush from Masterminds, but they get slammed down by Hikari's Earth Shatter. He's got a nano boost as well. He's going to charge through. Render picked up a beautiful double kill with a self-destruct. Everyone from Masterminds is following left, right, and center. 1 minute and 10 seconds will be on the clock. Nope, I'm off by a second there, Genome, as we see a successful push here from Skyfire.
Yeah, so they didn't get as much time as I thought they might, perhaps, in the end. So they're going to have a 1 minute and, was that 11 seconds advantage there over Masterminds. But I've got to say, Bobby, honestly, it's not enough to count Masterminds out yet. When you get into these second pushes, it's pretty much just about winning one fight. That's all it comes down to, and you can snowball and win 3 fights in a row, and a 1 minute time will easily outstrip the 2 minute 11 distance.
Xenox, if you're back with us, give us your thoughts.
Well, I mean, the times, I guess, are pretty close. As I said, I saw pre-game, it's a bit of a tough one, but I did give the edge to Skyfire, and I guess the times sort of reflect on that a little bit at the moment. 2 minutes 11 to 1 minute. Definitely a poor start from Masterminds, but in the end, it sort of comes down to both teams get a second try, and we've seen in the past that even with that 1 minute, you can go a long way. And
your thoughts as well, Doctor?
I think we just saw Masterminds went way too aggressive on their first hold, and just Skyfire just pushed straight through off the back, getting some picks. Well-placed down grenade again. On that attack, we saw Hikari do so well. He picked up his game where he was getting beaten by KS1 before. I think just Skyfire, they had that better first point hold in that first round. If they can just replicate that and have the same strength on attack, it's really just in Skyfire's park here.
The gate's unlocked now for Masterminds. They've got 1 minute to push. It's already down to 55 seconds, so they can't waste any time as the bionic grenade lands on a couple of the frontliners. So they'll be okay, though. They're in a nice position. So still the three tanks set up here for Masterminds, Genome.
Yeah, they're sticking with the same, except Stoltz is now on the McCree. We're seeing a big change up there. He's obviously not feeling the Soldier as much. Stoltz definitely a strong McCree player we saw in last patch, so perhaps a bit of a comfort pick as CKM once again opens it up with that first hook. Unfortunately, they're not able to get the D.Va out of her mech.
Yeah, so still safety for Jordan. He's not going back. So the hook comes out on top of KS1. He needs to get that shield up. He's under a lot of pressure. He's got the bionic grenade on a couple of members though, but Jordan's about to fall. So 3 members got the bionic grenade on top of them. Hook comes out on Degs on top of CKM. They've taken him out. So Masterminds need to pull the trigger right now. The Nano Boost has come out on CKM, but he gets slammed down by Hikari's Earth Shatter.
And that Earth Shatter is going to be everything. The Nano Boost had just come out on Degs, and it's the perfect time to use it as we go into overtime. And Skyfire, they're going to hold so early on here. They've got not far at all to push this cart, Bobby.
And Doctor, the cart hasn't got up over the ramp, so this is going to be very difficult for Masterminds to defend.
Yeah, and that Earth Shatter Curry now, if he felt a little bit lackluster in that first half, and since then, since Skyfire's attack, he's just brought it back. We see the Earth Shatter there in the end. And a few other players from Skyfire had their ults coming just up as well. We saw Aaron come out with the first ultimate there, putting it onto that hog there, just to get that, hopefully just to bring it back in their favor. But just too many ultimates were coming up for Skyfire right after that. And that Earth Shatter just completely shutting them out here. And Skyfire, if they can punish maybe Masterminds over aggression, or if I think Masterminds maybe play a little bit less aggressive, but I don't know, it's so short of a distance, they might just be too over-eager.
And what are your thoughts, Xenox, as well, on the 2 minutes and 11 seconds for Skyfire to push?
Yeah, look, it's just not enough distance from Masterminds in the end. I think, like, the biggest thing here is we've seen in the past as well, like, sometimes some teams do get a little bit trapped in the archway, and that's sort of what Masterminds need to be thinking right now is, can we stop them in this archway, really get 2 massive team fight wins, and then get down to that sort of stagger phase. But if Skyfire want to do this, they can do it as quick as the first push, realistically. It's not that much of a distance.
So we get things started up again, Genome. We've got Degs on the Mei this time, so we haven't seen him on the Mei yet tonight. So it's switching off from the Genji and the Roadhog.
Yeah, Mastermind's going full stall here. One of the advantages that you have when you do defend second, however, is that you can just, everybody gets bodies on the cart and you can stop it going that last little bit of distance. So if they lose a fight, they're probably done for, but if they, you know, if it comes down to a stall phase, they know where they've got to hold it, and that's a big advantage.
So they've already pushed the cart so close, it's getting really close to the rectangles. The hook comes out on top of Degs, hits the ice block just in time. KS1 does pick up the kill on top of CKM, so really good advantage here for Masterminds. They want to pull the trigger, but they're going to opt for safety here. They can't afford any loss.
No, they can't really afford to push out there and get picked at all. They're just playing it safe, but as a result, Skyfire aren't going to lose very much time with that pick. They're just going to sit back and poke a little bit, try and make sure that KS1's shield is pretty low when they come in for this next push. It looks like they're all going up to the left side, though. Is this going to enable them to get around the Mei wall?
Only one way to find out. They're going to push in. The hook comes out in KS1. The Mei wall comes up to save his life, and then they've trapped Render right now. They've popped the mech. He gets out just in time through the crack in the wall as the rest of Skyfire started pushing through the main entrance. Degs is forced to use Guy's block, and Hikari lands a beautiful Earth Shatter.
Hikari again with the Earth Shatters. He gets a Nano Boost to reward him, but KS1 puts him on the ground. Actually, maybe it was the sleep dart. He got up too quickly, I think. CKM and Hikari, they're trying to push KS1 off the cart, and I think they've done it. Skyfire are going to win. They're moving on to the semifinals.
Oh my goodness, Xenox. So Xenox. I was going to say Xenox. Skyfire has moved on. As I'm terrible.
They have indeed, Bobby. I'm sure the other Xenoxes would agree on that one. 4-3 in the end. Very close. Pretty close for Masterminds. They're going to be, unfortunately, out of the tournament now. Skyfire will move on through, and they'll be feeling much happier about that win over a team such as Masterminds than more so, I guess, the Furox team.
What are your thoughts as well on the game, Doctor, with Skyfire moving forward into the semi-finals?
Yeah, important match for Skyfire. Furox maybe just a bit of a young team, so like Xenox pointed out, maybe a little bit more confidence. There's a lot of confidence to take out from beating Masterminds here. It was a close game. They did shut down that aggression. And Hikari just coming back in the end there, showing us that he is such a strong main tank there, shutting down a lot of what Masterminds wanted to do at the end, as well as the rest of the supports backing him up, keeping him alive, and just the rest of their team doing so well to synergize and make sure that when they did lose the picks, you saw they backed up really efficiently. When Masterminds tried to back away from Skyfire in that first round, they ended up losing 1 pick when they pushed quite a far way away. And Skyfire didn't have to go that far, and they still grouped up quite well. So really good performance from them there. They're showing us that they've worked out little kinks and they're getting this synergy down really well.
So